significantly more red mana.
Hello, I'm Randy Bueller. I'm sitting in with Mike Flores, and we're getting ready for the semifinals. Hopefully we'll get the audio turned off from our lunchtime entertainment. We're getting ready for the semifinals of Pro Tour Los Angeles. It's going to be Kenji Samura versus Antoine Ruel in one matchup. Sort of a new school Psychotog versus old school Psychotog, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, we hyped a lot Life from the Loam in this tournament. But in the Psychotog Mirror match, Antoine's just got a regular, fundamentally strong Psychotog deck with pretty much all just like classic elements you would have seen in previous formats, other than it's playing Mental Note. That's the...
The other matchup is Chris McDaniel versus William Moreno. So we will have an American in the finals here. It'll either be Star Wars Kid playing his Mind's Desire deck or Billy Moreno playing what you keep calling the best deck of the tournament.
It's a fantastic deck. The mechanics, the cards that were chosen to play in this deck are just unreal. It has the best offense, and it has backup.
Interesting. Life from the Loam has been, we keep talking about this card. I think it's going to define this Pro Tour in a couple of different ways. I mean, on the one hand, it's been getting all this hype. There was the Golgari Grave Troll Dredge deck. There was Dredge-a-Tog, like what Kenji Samura was playing. But then you've got Billy Moreno, who maybe put the best version together because he put his Life of the Loam into a Madness deck. And instead of getting cycling lands just to draw cards, he's got Cephalid Coliseum and he's got Centaur Garden.
Which does not, in fact, convey Trample.
No, it doesn't. I'm sure somebody's going to start putting Barbarian Ring in these decks eventually, too, as soon as they get maybe a red-green dual land or a red-blue dual land.
Tons of damage, yeah.
Barbarian Ring seems hot with Life from the Loam.
Yeah, it can kill cards that are problems traditionally. For example, Silver Knight or anything like that.
But, this has been the storyline so far. This has been the setup. This has been the hype and the coverage. But here comes Antoine Ruel. And Antoine Ruel said, you know what? We tested Life from the Loam. It's not any good. It's not good enough. It's not fast enough. It's too slow. It doesn't do anything. He's got an old-school Psychotog deck. He just decided not to run Life from the Loam, and here he sits in the semifinals. And by the way, there was a bunch of playtesting going on. Both these guys, Antoine Ruel and Kenji Samura, have teammates who are testing these matchups.
Olivier says both 7-3 in favor of Antoine.
And Kenji says 9-1 in favor of Antoine.
Kenji has a very good plan against Antoine.
Mana Screw, Mana Screw, Mana Screw.
Correct.
That's all he's got. I mean, both teams of players, both the Japanese and the French, concluded that Antoine Ruel has a gigantic advantage in this matchup. Kenji's deck just doesn't have enough stuff.
It's not just that he doesn't have enough stuff. Like, his removal cards cost 3 or more mana, like Putrefy and Pernicious Deed, to take out a Psychotog. He could be spending as much as 6 mana. Whereas Antoine's spending 2. It's the same problem with the Gibson Given engine, that he can fight it, but Olivier told us he actually got Gibson Given all the time, and it didn't matter.
Yeah, Olivier was playing Kenji's deck in the playtesting, and even Kenji's deck after Resolved Gibson Given didn't seem that powerful. Life from the Loam is a little slow. It takes a couple of turns and you have to tap a bunch of mana. You get ahead slowly, but Antoine believes he has his deck built to get ahead faster.
Yes, please.
The other thing is, after sideboards, it's just disgusting. Like, Kenji's got a total of 3 duress to come in. Anything else that you see, Randy? Like, no, right?
No.
I know that there's different
Antoine
schools
gets the 4th duress, he gets Moloku, he gets Skeletal Scrying.
There's different... I would even side in Stalking Stones because...
Oh, absolutely. Stalking Stones is great.
There's different schools of thought on this, but I've never liked Wish-based sideboards, and the reason is that... you have interesting things you can do main deck. Obviously a deck like Chris McDaniel's needs to have a Wish-based sideboard. But, in a real fight in the mirror, one Wish, one deck bringing in real cards.
Interesting. So you think Kenji Samura has actually handicapped himself in the long run by having that Wish sideboard? He's better game 1, but he's so much worse games 2 and 3 that it's not worth the trade?
You can't really second-guess a player of Kenji's caliber playing a deck that obviously took him to top 4. I just think that in this particular matchup, it's killing him, and I just don't like those kinds of sideboards in general. That's just, different people have different schools of thought on this.
It's also, one thing I always thought back when I was playing was, build a deck to get to the top 8. Right? It's so hard to just get to a top 8 that, sure, Kenji's hurt by the fact that his list is public now, and Antoine Ruel and his boys can figure out how exactly to dissect it. Kenji's also hurt by the fact that, yeah, that gift sideboard is worse in a 4 out of 5, in a best 3 out of 5 scenario, as opposed to the best 2 out of 3 during the Swiss. But you know what? I think you have to build your deck to go through the Swiss. And during the Swiss, nobody knew Kenji's list, and he only had to play 2 sideboarded games rather than 4. So which sideboard didn't hurt him as much.
Kenji might be able to oxidize a land on the play or something. That'd be pretty hot.
That's true, too.
What do you think about the other side? You like
I think it's
McDaniel?
A coin flip. I think Chris McDaniel understands his deck so well. He's playing it flawlessly, and he's able to get out of every scenario. I really think that gives him an advantage where the deck matchup, I think, favors Billy Moreno's side. I mean, you've got aggro control has always been traditionally...
The only reason it exists is to beat
combo.
To beat broken decks.
Right. Combo decks this has always been the bane of combo decks. I mean, Nicholas Labar at Rome, the counter sliver decks against tricks. This has just been one of the classic archetypes of Magic is aggressive 1 and 2 drops backed up by permission. You get out a damage source, start the clock, and then counter the combo deck's attempts to go off. That's pretty much the worst matchup I think that Chris McDaniel can find, but I think there's only 4 counters, and Moreno has to draw the right mix, and McDaniel is so good at playing his deck that I have that match as a coin flip.
McDaniel told me he played against Cabal Therapy this weekend, and his opponent would always name a card, and he would always have the crappier version of the same card. They'd be like, gifts are given, and he'd have like deep analysis or something.
Funny.
So he said that he wasn't really that scared of Cabal Therapy.
Yeah, Moreno does have Cabal Therapy on the board.
So,
naturalized.
I like Moreno on deck, and I think I like Chris on player.
Yeah.
But I think
that's kind of where I am. I
think in this case, as opposed to the Arita versus Kenji, which actually Mana Screw is really important in that matchup, if we recall. I think Billy's going to win this one. And if Billy doesn't win this one, I think the Star Wars Kid might be the Pro Tour champion.
Oh, interesting.
I think he's playing like against mighty player on the other side of the finals.
Yeah,
no matter if it's Antoine or Kenji, but he's on the roll, and his deck is really resilient against counterspells, it seems. He's all these
certainly does not roll over and die. He's got plenty of game. All right, well, it looks like the semifinals are about ready to go. So we'll see you guys back in about 15-20 seconds. It's time for Antoine Ruel and Kenji Samura. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
What is this deck? I like it, Victor.
Hello and welcome to Pro Tour Los Angeles. I'm Randy Buehler. I'm here with Mike Flores, and we're getting ready for the semifinal match. Should be a good one. We're going to watch Antoine Ruel take on Kenji Samura. We're going to watch Billy Moreno take on Chris McDaniel. There's Kenji Samura, and as of this tournament, that man is in first place in the Player of the Year race. He's now taken a slim lead over Olivier Ruel, and now here in the semifinals, he's playing Olivier's brother. Antoine Ruel, also a spectacular Magic player. Antoine wants to win his first Pro Tour. He wants to help his brother out in the Player of the Year race. He wants to get himself leveled up in the Players Club, and a lot of people think he's going to do just that. His Tog deck, sort of an old-school throwback version of the Psychotog archetype, seems on paper to have an advantage against Kenji Samura. Kenji Samura's got a bunch of technology built in there, Life from the Loam, Gifts Ungiven. He's got all this stuff, but it may not add up to a win in this matchup. We'll see how it goes.
Kenji's got like a really fancy tricked out car with
yes.
Really shiny hubcaps or whatnot, and Antoine's he's got a Chevy
with a big engine,
big engine Chevy, burns a lot of gasoline. What happened there?
Boros killed each other. Legendary lands.
Wastelanding.
Funny. Thought Wasteland rotated out of this for me.
John, it definitely doesn't count. I was not invited. It does not count. Randy, do you think it counts?
No.
Yeah. You're outvoted.
So how do the draws look?
There's at least a second land over in Kenji's hand. His hand is great, except
Yeah, it
for
is.
he doesn't really have any land.
He's got land 3, right?
Yeah, but he can't even muster blue yet.
Ooh, Psychotog from Antoine Ruel. Just
And-
turn 3. Let's see what's up. You got any permission in that draw?
It doesn't even matter. Like, look at Kenji's list. What's he got? He has 2 mana leaks to answer there and 1 smother.
Doesn't he have 4 spike? Yeah, 3 4 spikes. Like, he ran Tog out there to he get it mana leaked or 4 spike. There's at least 5 relevant counters in Kenji Samura's list. Antoine Ruel mock shaking his hands.
I think he put the read on him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That is not a confident player.
I mean, I don't know. Does Kenji have really bad tells?
I don't think so.
Well, is he taking 2 here?
Kenji's actually a good reader. He spends a lot of time looking at his opponent's eyes, figuring out what they're thinking. Oh, is that last gasp?
Yeah, a sad last gasp.
Discard 1 card to save it, right?
Well, that puts it to
1 card and
2,
eat
3,
2?
and then you have to eat 2.
Seems worth it, right?
Certainly. But it's just like a 1-for-1 there. It's fine.
Yep. It's not like last gasp is going to do anything else in this matchup.
What did he discard?
Boomerang.
Boomer action. Goodbye.
And here's the answer. Samura plays out a Tog of his own.
It's really interesting what Kenji did because, like, by forcing him to do that, it gives him he got
a
real control card. Like,
last gasp. No, how about Smother? Smother seemed a little better there. What do you think?
we talked about this before. It's like Smother's awesome in this format. It kills Arcbound Ravager, Wild Mongrel, Aquamoeba,
None of which died last gasp.
Terravore.
Was it just supposed to be an extra way to kill a meddling mage for Kenji?
The real problem for Kenji in this situation is that even after that smother, Antoine had 1 mana open. His counterspells now cost 1 mana.
Samura tries to resolve a gift.
I'd be surprised if this resolves, but I might be wrong.
It doesn't do. All right, Ruel does logic it.
He's only spending 1 mana. He's got 2 left. Kenji's probably gonna try to main phase here. No.
Why does Kenji Samura have last gasp?
Fight meddling.
How many smothers does he have?
1. He has 1 smother, 2 last. I'm not sure why they play last gasp actually. I mean, what creatures cost more than 3 that are relevant to killing? 1.
Frogmite.
Oh yeah, I guess this deck is not particularly great against Affinity.
Yeah, it does kill Frogmite.
Okay. And Gifts and Given sticks this time. Antoine actually missed 2 land drops, it looks like.
Yeah, he stopped at 3.
Maybe those Oboros shouldn't have fought.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I know.
All the more reason for Antoine to just run out the Tog. He's stuck on lands. He's got to go for it. Right?
Yeah. Well, his hand is Forecaster, Thirst for Knowledge. Do you think that he has to just cast Thirst for Knowledge here and hope to get a land?
Yes.
Yeah, while Kenji's tapped out, so he should wait until Kenji resolves Gifts Ungiven before. He doesn't have a permission spell, so. Like, he's only going to continue to control this board on a bluff anyway. Yeah, I mean, provided Kenji has a response card. Kenji looks like he's looking for Smother. He's probably gonna give himself like Smother and insane amounts of gas. Wait, what happened?
The judge was confused. I thought the gifts wound up in the graveyard. No, that was the gifts that got counted.
I have more than 1 gifts, Judge. I remember last year in Columbus, there was a forum in Denizen who was complaining about the lack of Psychotogs in the top 8. Do you remember that? I don't think that same Magic the Gathering fan will be complaining this time around. And it's a spicy Gifts Ungiven.
Smother, Psychotog, Pernicious Deed, and Putrefy.
I would give him Putrefy and Pernicious Deed. What about you, Randy? Pernicious Deed's awful. 3 mana main phase.
Right.
Thinking about the other one. You don't want to give him Teeth.
No.
There's already Teeth down.
I mean, Smother and Putrefy do basically the same thing. One of them costs more. So
Yeah, you gotta give him Putrefy. The only difference is that he can actually Putrefy.
Gives him the Tog.
Putrefy land. You know what? Pernicious is actually not that bad because it also takes off all the Whispers. I'm surprised he's not casting Thirst for Knowledge here.
Gave him a Psychotalk.
Do you think Kenji just like tries to run out one of his spells, like knowing that Antoine's pinned on land?
I don't know. I mean, Antoine's got cards in his hand. You know he's got spells. It's a reasonable bluff from Ruel.
Kenji's hand is just great, though. Kenji's hand's like twice as good as Antoine's hand, and Antoine's missed land drops.
Kenji's got double logic. He's got a actual counterspell.
And this is going to stick very likely.
1913.
Okay. Only a boomerang, not even. So Antoine will likely lose his land and Psychotog if he can't go lethal here.
Interesting. He gets Thirst for Knowledge. If he gets land, he untaps. He can cast Factor Fiction. What's Kenji's on 13? This is actually a little bit scary, I think.
Yeah. Interesting.
And what does Kenji have that he's bluffing? With those 2 mana, he can play 1 Smother. And now he's got to fetch land to get to go to 12.
His Smother's actually in the bin, which was put there.
Oh, from the gifts.
So
There's no spell.
There's no spell that can eliminate Psychotog from this board position.
So it looks like Kenji's going to counterspell Thirst for Knowledge.
That's a fine play.
Yeah, I like it, but if Ruel top decks a land,
it doesn't look lethal. I mean, he's pretty low. Oh, he's down to 12.
he's down to 12. Oh, wow.
What happened?
Ruel showed him the Factor Fiction before he went to his draw step. He's like, I have this in my hand. Flipped the top card face up. It was a land. And Kenji just scooped him up. That Factor Fiction was good enough to make the Psychotog lethal. And Antoine Ruel, despite being mana screwed, takes a 1-0 lead and get in this best 3 out of 5 match.
Do you think it was an error to play the Pernicious Deed rather than something else?
If you break Tug, I think I lose.
Interesting. I mean, from Kenji's point of view, he's got a mana screwed opponent who does not have Factor Fiction
And a counterspell.
He's also got a counterspell. It's hard to lose from there.
And yet he managed to.
Yeah, well, I mean, Antoine has to have Thirst for Knowledge, Factor Fiction, land between his hand and the top 1 card on the top.
He's got several cards in hand, and he's clearly not been playing land, so he doesn't have any. So you've got to put him on having something good. You have to put him on having something, let's say.
Well, what is he supposed to do? Run out Tog? The thing is, the way Antoine played the game, Kenji didn't get the Putrefy or the Smother. He has no instant speed kill. It was actually a really good gift split from Antoine.
It was an excellent gift split.
Like you and I messed it up. I think I'm confident.
That's not surprising, at least.
No, not really.
The question is not whether we messed it up. The question is whether playing the Pernicious Deed.
Kenji has to tap 3 mana for either Tog or Deed. I think Deed's better.
He can just go like this. He can just pass the turn.
And do what?
Do you think Antoine's just gonna go raw against like a handful of spells?
Well, there's no instant speed removal spells. They're all in the graveyard.
Except he can let the Thirst for Knowledge resolve, and then counter the Factor Fiction.
Okay.
And then there's no more lethal Tog. Kenji can himself get a land and then play Pernicious Deed, Deed for 3, which kills both Tog and land.
I don't like it. I think you got to run out Deed there.
Okay.
Like you're gonna have to run out of Deed at some point, and right now your opponent has got to take advantage of your mana screwed opponent. Ruel had to top deck a land. I mean, it's even in the worst case scenario where Kenji wound up in, Ruel still has to top deck a land. It's still 1 and 3.
I really liked Kenji's -3/-3 play. It was cool.
Yeah. It can help, but what are you gonna do?
He's just way behind in this matchup, I guess.
Should talk to our spotter down on the floor, see if we can get an update on the McDaniel versus Moreno match. It's like a pair of Wild Mongrels, pair of Root Wallows. McDaniel's resolving a Factor Fiction. Does he have Moment's Piece yet?
Can you come?
Oh, no Moment's Piece in sight. That game still sounds tight.
Factor Fiction alone is not good against
Right. if it's
During his end step, though.
yeah, Fact or Fiction during Moreno's end step. It sounded reasonably good for McDaniel, but really what that matchup's going to come down to is how many circular logics can Billy Moreno come up with.
And also, how many
many of
fogs,
them?
basically. Like, because those are basically counterspells in terms of Star Wars Kids side.
Right.
Like, they either trade with counterspells or they buy a ton of time. They basically counter anything that's really that relevant.
So where is Antoine Ruel in the Player of the Year race? Came into this tournament with 25 points. So if he wins the whole thing, he'll be in the top 10, but he'll still be like a dozen behind his brother.
That's not a bad place to be.
No, so he can get he can get into the top 10, but he can't get. He would have to. He's going to need another top 8 at Worlds. Interesting. Another fine year for Antoine, though.
Kenji opened up 0-1 in this tournament, right?
Did he?
I think he opened up 0.
He's been on such a roll. He's actually made top 8 at 3 of the last 4 Pro Tours.
One of them was a top 4.
Teams. I count the team's top 4 as the top 8. 3 out of 4. Really on top of this game. And he's been apprenticing with Masashi Oiso. I mean, at the beginning of the year, we were all talking about how good Oiso was and how Oiso couldn't lose. He was the one flying over to win the American Grand Prix, and Kenji just came along with him. It's not even clear now which one of them is the better player.
I like Kenji a lot. I love how he plays. He's fast and crisp. Doesn't make a lot of obvious mistakes.
All right. Well, the players seem to have their draws for Game 2, and they're off.
Do you put down Water Grave Tap here?
Yep.
You know what would be a good bluff, which I think is what he did? You put down Water Grave Tap and have a Force Spike in your hand. Which I think that's what Antoine did, and I think that's awesome. Yeah. It just sends certain kind of signals.
Absolutely.
That are, because, I mean, Kenji's, what's he got to tap out for in turn 2? Nothing.
Nothing.
Right? Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, Sabo's Decree came in for Kenji.
Sabo's Decree,
It's in his hand.
Well, I guess you got to side in something.
He's got a Tog, some land, the Mana League.
Sabo's Decree is probably strictly better than Pernicious Deed in this matchup, right? It costs like
Same
about the same
amount
amount of mana, and, you know, you might get something out of the grip.
Game's instant speed.
You could run an end step as a test spell.
Right.
I mean, he certainly doesn't have any Factor Fictions to be casting end step, so that could help.
Ruel goes for Duress. He gets Mana Leak and now Force Spike? No, he's still rolling the Force Spike.
Yeah.
Oh, is he trying to Force Spike a Tog here?
It might be. If that's the case, if Kenji runs out a Tog here.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, what a master!
Oh my goodness.
What a master!
That's insane.
Wow!
That was awesome.
From the first play tap, come into play tap,
That was
Watery Grave.
spectacular.
He should take off. He should take off the level up T-shirt and have another T-shirt that says "I'm a master," because he is a master.
That was spectacular.
He waltzed poor Kenji Samura onto the dance floor, led him around, and then just left him hanging with a fake phone number. It was just absolutely ridiculous what that Force Spike did. Force Spike for Tog?
I know.
If I get Jackal Pup Force Spiked, I'm mad. But Psychotog? Might as well just Force Spike his whole game.
That was just spectacular.
And again, Antoine's stuck on 3. It doesn't matter.
It's not going to matter.
He Force Spiked Psychotog.
He gave 2 different tells that said, I don't have a Force Spike. He leads with the Watery Grave, and then he declines to Force Spike the Mana Leak Duress. Wow, that was spectacular.
I'm highly impressed by those plays. What do you think about him getting a new T-shirt? I'm a master.
He's kind of hype his brother's magazine.
Why? Well, he's a master? I mean, maybe like, I'm an apprentice? No, I'm a master.
Well, here comes another Duress.
Better than discarding, I guess.
Counterspell. Yeah, no, that's...
Shrug. It's just trading with the best spells in Kenji's deck.
Right.
I mean, Kenji... Oh, he's bluffing not having a drop?
Yeah, he held a land. Held Swamp.
And then doesn't EOT the Cunning Wish? Why bother when you can just draw a dog the gifts I give?
Did he?
I mean, no, I'm sorry, the Life from the Loam.
Kind of a cool play on the back table.
Masterful play, really.
Chris McDaniel had Heartbeat to spring out. He played early Harvest and with a bunch of mana floating in his pool. Moreno decided to let the Heartbeat resolve because he was just going to use his Circular Logic on the early Harvest. And McDaniel played another early Harvest as a response, was actually able to pay for the Circular Logic thanks to that mana.
Yeah, untapped all his mana.
And then got the first early Harvest to resolve, and he's still going off.
Which is actually, that's pretty, a number one super awesome, I would say. Good play.
Meanwhile, Antoine Ruel finally has a fourth land, and now he's trying to resolve Thirst for Knowledge.
What do you think of your Billy there? Would you have just countered the Heartbeat of Spring?
I think early Harvest is actually the right card to fight. He knew that McDaniel had 2 Heartbeats from a previous Factor Fiction.
Yeah.
So you have to counter early Harvest.
But the thing is that once Heartbeat of Spring comes down, the relevance of Circular Logic just becomes nothing. It's like I remember in Block, it's like Circular Logic versus Cabal Coffers was the big fight.
Yep.
Obviously that wasn't much of a fight. Do you think Kenji just responds to this by casting like Sabo's Decree? That would be nice.
I don't think so.
Well, maybe he should let it resolve and then cast Sabo's Decree.
Discards Swamp and Boomerang.
Do you think Kenji's like mad about that Force Spike play? I would be really mad.
I would be. He clearly got baited. Like, he clearly walked into it. Can be no doubt in Kenji's mind that Ruel set him up, left out the bait, and then got and just nailed him, hook, line, and sinker.
I would think Olivia would be having a bigger smile after that. He's not. He's just got like this calm face. He's like talking to Zvi. Zvi's like waving his arms around or something. And if my brother had just force-spiked the Psychotog successfully, wearing the t-shirt of my new magazine, I would probably be handing out like flying discs with our logo on it. Maybe trying to, I don't know, something other than talking to Zvi, though.
Well, score 1 for Chris McDaniel. Chris McDaniel did indeed win that first game against Billy Moreno. He Factor Fictioned into a Mind's Desire, and Billy just scooped him up at that point. That's 3 out of 5.
What do you think of the courtesy scoop?
I think I like it.
Like, we were talking about this yesterday, like the Japanese players, they give each other the courtesy scoop at lightning speed.
Right.
But if they're playing against, like, a ponderous American player, they make them do the work. They're like, you untap those lands. Let's see what you got.
You might mess up. Alright, well, Kenji has decided to let Duress resolve. There's a Sabo Decree, a Cunning Wish, a Life from the Loam, and is that a Circular Logic?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, Kenji does have one main deck and one sideboard Circular Logic.
What do you take here if you're Antoine Ruel?
I don't take Life from the Loam. I would consider taking either of the blue cards. And probably wouldn't take Sabo's Decree. It's pretty slow. I think he takes it. Yeah, it seems good. The reason that Circular Logic is probably better than Cunning Wish is because it's his only permission card, and the only permission card that Kenji can get out of his sideboard is actually the other Circular Logic, so... And...
Run out the Tog. It's going to get decreed, unless...
It might get decreed, and it might get countered off the Circular Logic,
or
and he might get
Spike.
Force Spike win another fight. Here comes Circular... Oh, God.
Force Spike would be insane if...
How can you do this to your friends? This is so disgusting. I'm sure Kenji's thinking to himself, this can't happen twice in one game. Actually, he's probably just going to get a creature kill spell, right? Maybe let it stick. Oh no, because if he lets it stick, then he might fall prey to a Circular Logic. So he has to try to counter it.
What?
What did he do?
He's getting Force Spike when there's an untapped fetch land.
He's gonna
make him pay.
Make him
he
pay,
and then decree.
And then decree.
But is that good?
It's a 1 for 2, and you lost your 2 best cards.
That doesn't seem all that good.
If there's another Tog in Ruel's hand, then it's actually masterful.
17 to 19.
It's a 2 for 2, and
but only if there's another Tog.
And he gets a lot of information. Like maybe he put a good read on him. I don't know what the rest of Antoine's hand. I think Antoine thought that he was going to be able to take Kenji to the dance and then give him another fake phone number. But
Well, decree for Psychotogs. We'll get to see.
for ATOGs. And
Antoine did have the Force Spike. He also has Counterspell, Factor Fiction, and Circular Logic.
he reveals a hand that will make Kenji go to bed crying.
Time to take some notes. Alright, I gotta play around. Counterspell,
What's this play
Factor
around?
Fiction.
What's Kenji got left? A life from the loam?
Yeah, he's gotta play a long game
Against
to get ahead
triple
with.
permission spell Factor Fiction? It would have been a great Force Spike though, don't you think?
He set him up.
I don't know if it counts as being setting someone up when you're the dude with 6 tapped lands when you pass the turn against a monster.
It would have been particularly ridiculous given that Kenji just declined to play a land that turn.
Can Kenji fight the Factor Fiction? Can he even consider it?
Nothing.
Apparently.
I mean, I guess he trades for counterspell here.
Yeah. Duress, Seed of the Synod. Another land, another land, another land.
3 blue lands versus black land and duress.
Let the end roll those.
How do you split?
Yeah, I think it's Duress land versus land.
Which land? I think it's black land duress.
What?
One card?
Duress or no?
I'd gladly take the 4. That's like... That's +6/+6. That's like almost a Might of Oaks.
Oh, Antoine takes the Duress. It's up to 6 land at this point.
That's an interesting thing to do, given the fact that Antoine... No duress play. I guess he's waiting. He has no other card drawing spell. I guess he's waiting like he waited against Fujiya.
Oh, Stalking Stones. But there's a window for Kenji to resolve a Gisland given.
This is the end of Kenji's turn though, right?
End of Kenji's turn, that's correct.
I like the Stalking Stones in this deck. It's #1 super exciting.
What do you get here?
What do I get? I think that you have to get your cycling lands. But he has time. It takes, from this board position, 7 turns for Stalking Stones to be lethal. So I can get your cycling lands. Yeah, that's exactly what I would get. I'll guess I'm giving in cycling lands. Just like you try to use the life from the loam to get out of it.
Yep.
Like he's like trying to draw like 12 cards or something for a ridiculously small amount of mana, relatively speaking. And I think that's got to be the right thing to go for. But
Might get Krosan Reclamation as card number 4.
why would you want Krosan Reclamation to just juice your deck up again, put Psychotog back in, something like that?
I'm not sure.
It just seems kind of an undirected card to me. But maybe it's good because you're dredging, like you might lose your Togs.
Looks like 3 cycle lands and an overcard.
Yeah, but if you get an Overgrown Tomb, you're just gonna get the Overgrown Tomb. You don't really, do you really want it?
The answer must be yes if he's putting it in the split.
15 lands.
I mean, he's definitely gonna get like Overgrown Tomb, Tranquil Thicket. Yep. You have to give him the one that makes him take a point. So.
No.
What do you think of the Stalking Stones in Antoine Royale's deck?
I really like it. I like the fact that he has it. I like that he decided another one in, probably. It's like Kenji's ability to deal with a land is not really that great. Like, he's got Oxidize and Putrefy, but wouldn't you rather lose a Stalking Stone to Putrefy than a Psychic Hawk?
15, 16.
Can't be counterspelled. Like, just upping your land count, it could be irrelevant.
Yeah.
Play.
Oh, trust me, I'm a big Stalking Stones fan.
Oh, I know. Now here comes
There's the duress. Gets the life from the loam, and there's nothing else but land in Kenji's hand.
Wow.
Yeah, I see
You
that.
got to be feeling really good if you're Antoine with that hand versus a Resolve Duress.
I don't.
McDaniel leads 1-0 against Billy Moreno. Ruel leads 1-0 against Kenji Samura. Antoine looking decent in game 2. Chris McDaniel on the back table is now going in for a second mulligan before his game 2.
What kind of decks do you like? Do you like dirty combo decks?
I don't mind them. I've played my fair share.
You paid your fair share?
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair. I think you would like to perhaps cast cards that cost like color, like Hymn to Torok or counter target spell.
Samura dredges back the life from the loam.
Did he not use the cycle land at the end of last turn?
This one?
No, he did.
15, 14.
Did you counter here, Randy? I think you do.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. What's Kenji got left if you counter?
Is that Cephalid Coliseum? I didn't know Ruel had Cephalid Coliseum in this
Hey,
deck.
you show him the logic.
Nice. Also discards a land and a force spike.
Look at how good countering there is. Oh, Dr. Teeth.
Oh, Psychotog.
See, by countering there, he basically ensures that Dr. Teeth is going to hit.
I didn't know he had a Psychotog.
He probably drew it off the Cephalid Coliseum.
Sure.
I mean, that would be the masterful thing to do.
Surprised Samura dredges back life from the loam.
I'm not.
Really?
What's he got to do? I mean,
Draw off the top. He needs an answer. He needs a deed. Counterspell the loam. Tog lethal?
Rocks, and then 11.
I mean, just Kenji's got less than nothing. Like, it just seems so much better to counter those life from the loams.
8, 9, 11.
Ball game. Antoine Ruel, ladies and gentlemen, up 2 games to 0.
50-0.
Just smashing smashing Kenji Samura, the leader in the Player of the Year race, but
Now Olivier's smiling. He's like shaking like a leaf, actually. Like a girl on her first date, with a big smile as well.
doesn't know she's got the wrong phone number yet. Is that how this analogy goes?
Oh, it's Olivier. He got the right phone number.
Which game is this? Okay.
Meanwhile, we'll see if we can get a peek in on the match between McDaniel and Moreno while these guys shuffle up for game 3.
Sounds like poor Chris mulliganed a couple of times.
Yeah, it did. I'm sure he wants us to bring the cameras over. That's how it always seems to go. The cameras only come over when you double mulligan.
Nice start. And now he's at the top.
I like the level up logo. Looks nice. It looks like a ski equipment or something. That kind of brand.
The which? What?
The level up. Look on his shirt.
Ah.
It looks like if it were on the side of like maybe a down jacket.
Well, there you get a look at Billy Moreno on the right of your screen and Chris McDaniel on the left. McDaniel is that kid that every store has. He plays some other trading card game. In his case, it was the Star Wars trading card game.
Right.
He wandered over to the Magic players and said, "What's this game?"
Learned a better way.
He started playing Magic, but everybody remembered him. He was that kid that was playing Star Wars. Has been the Star Wars kid ever since.
Go ahead. Do you think that will you ever make a mechanic of like allowing someone to counter someone's land drop? That would be sick. Counter your land drop.
The thing is, the land doesn't use the stack.
Yes.
You're always making up new stuff, though.
Looks like it's about turn 4. Looks like a couple mongrels and a root walla against 4 lands. A couple deep analyses have been flashed back by Billy Moreno. And he's countered, what's the green spell?
Heartbeat of Spring.
Countered a heartbeat.
Well, I think if I'm in this position, I put down a land, crash with everything, and pass.
McDaniel has...
You have to at least make Chris think that you've got. What
is
like
that?
Chris is going to win. He's got Nostalgic Dreams, Gifts Ungiven, Land, Factor Fiction, and Cunning Wish.
Sounds good.
There's more must counter spells in that hand than there are counter spells left in Billy's deck. And Billy's on 8. That's
Well,
nice.
A couple deep... Billy's hand's got some creatures, a couple Psychotogs,
He has Gifts
Aqua
Ungiven.
Amoeba, and a Gifts Ungiven.
I think that he has to somehow survive to his next turn without, like, tipping McDaniel off that he's got. Actually, can he try to go lethal here? That might be the right play.
There's no
actually.
target in play yet.
No, he could put down the Centaur Garden,
Right.
attack, discard his hand, pump the Basking Root Walla,
Oh,
and
wow.
Centaur Garden him for the kill. But I don't know if that's right, because depending on how much land McDaniel's got, he might be able to go for Cunning Wish and
He's
Fog.
one short. He's only got 4.
I think that
2 islands, 2 forests. The problem is, Moreno has to be worried that McDaniel just has Moment's Peace in his hand.
yeah, but he's only got 2 in his deck. He's not. I think
He
in this
doesn't know that.
position, like I think in this spot, Moreno has to try. Especially Chris has mulliganed twice this game. He has to go for something. He knows he has no counter spells. Like if he lets the game pass 2 more turns, it's going to be untenable.
You haven't played Atlantis turn, have you?
Does Gifts Ungiven give him more damage than Centaur Garden would have?
Did he... Are we past damage? I see McDaniel's life just dropped to 7. We're past damage.
And he's main phasing?
Okay.
He could have gone for the win there, and it would have worked.
Right.
Right?
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4. He could go discard, 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 threshold, Centaur Garden, discard. I
Should be
believe
lethal.
he had enough to go for it and be lethal. Oh, especially because he can pump Root Walla. Yeah, he's just living in fear of Moment's Peace. It's also not Billy Moreno's style. He's really a control player at heart. I mean, it's not the deck that he's got in his hands, but he discovered Life from the Loam while trying to put it into a Psychotog deck, trying to build control with that card drawing engine. It's just their best deck they managed to find was this Madness deck, loaming back Cephalid Coliseums and Centaur Gardens.
I mean, the best deck that they managed to find, or anyone managed to find, I think. I love this deck.
Fair.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know if I would
Would
go
you
for it
contact
there.
Hill there? I would.
It's so rough.
I would have been
Chris
a little
McDaniel
worried
has
about it.
made his living all weekend feasting off of beatdown decks by just Fog, just Moment's Peace. Moment's Peace has been the card for him all weekend.
I would have at least waited to upkeep to cast. Oh no, I guess he can. He can play Blackland Cabal Therapy. You flashback, which is murder on McDaniel actually.
Yeah, Billy Moreno passed up an opportunity to go for the throat.
But this might be better. I don't know. Does he have a Blackland in his hand?
I don't think he has any land in his hand.
He's not going for madness, guys, is he?
Looks like Life from the Loam, Cabal Therapy, Cephalid Coliseum, and Root Walla.
He loves that Cephalid Coliseum.
Yeah,
He loves it.
likes to win the long game.
He likes to, like, that's his genesis, basically.
Pardon? Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely getting a Root Walla.
You give him the...
I give him the Life from the Loam and the Root Walla.
Really? You
Yeah,
give him the
let him-
opportunity to flashback Cabal Therapy?
Obviously. He hasn't played a land yet. Like, it's worse if you give him the Cabal Therapy and he goes Blackland Therapy, you flashback. That's way worse.
So Coliseum and Therapy go to the yard.
Yeah, let him flashback to Therapy and whiff. That's what I would think.
It's a juicy hand. A lot of targets.
He's definitely going to connect with it. That's the thing. But Chris has to let him try to connect with it. Yeah, parts. Goodbye, Baskin Rudy.
Bye.
He's gonna name Early Harvest, actually. I smell Early Harvest.
Early Harvest will whiff.
I smell Early Harvest. The stink of Early Harvest is on that cabal therapy.
Nostalgic Dreams, Gifts Ungiven.
Who? No one names
Wish,
Nostalgic Dreams.
Fact or Fiction, Island.
No one names Nostalgic Dreams. It's never been done and never will be done. You can successfully tag someone, see he has Nostalgic Dreams, you'll just pass. No one has ever named it, no one ever will. I think he's going to name Early Harvest, and he's going to whiff. And then McDaniel will probably cast Gifts Ungiven, and then... I mean, he hasn't won yet, but he'll be in pretty good position, I think.
Gifts, he named Gifts.
Oh, wow, very well done. Unfortunately, Fact or Fiction will still follow up for
True.
young Star Wars kid. Or Padawan, let's call him. He's a young Star Wars kid. What happened to his little... Shouldn't he have like a little braid and perhaps some sort of
He's a youngling.
virginal Jedi robes? And...
Cabal Therapy.
Therapy,
Yeah, there you go.
therapy.
Removed from the game.
Oh, that would be tight, though.
Fact or Fiction,
And
Island,
Heartbeat.
Island, Forest, Early Harvest.
Well,
He gets either Early Harvest or Heartbeat.
what do you think about putting Early Harvest and Heartbeat next to each other against 3 lands?
I think that would be the easiest way for him to lose the game.
I think it would be really bad. I'm just wondering what you think. Actually, I think
Early Harvest.
I think he's going to do it.
Why?
Because if he doesn't rip a land, he
He has a land in his hand.
Wait, did he show land in his hand?
Yes.
Oh,
He
never
just
mind.
got
Terrible.
therapied.
Are you sure he has land in his hand? Yeah, he does. He has
Yes.
land. You're right. It would be
That's
so
pretty-
sick.
It's a pretty unglued island too.
That would be such a sick swindle. He's very. I think you have to put the land next to the Heartbeat. It does the least damage next to the Heartbeat.
I mean, the land's only relevant for the Nostalgic Dreams. That's what the land does.
But it's relevant to put. The Early Harvest is the more important card.
I agree. I would put the
So
land
you
with
put
the
it
Heartbeat.
next to the Heartbeat. Look at that.
There's
Is that an
Nostalgic
elf?
Dreams.
I've never seen one that close.
Does Chris have enough to go off here?
No.
He does have enough to Cunning Wish for Moment's Peace, though.
Yes.
But then he's used up his Cunning Wish.
I mean, Chris gets a turn as well. Like, I don't think he. I mean, Billy now knows that Chris has basically got his pants down, though. So, there's just the options that he has are very different in the subsequent turn about going for it, etc.
So Chris took Heartbeat and 1 land, declining Early Harvest in 2 lands.
Actually, I don't like that split at all.
Apparently it was right, though. Chris took the small pile. Heartbeat is more important here than we thought, apparently.
Just. Chris has the Stone Cold Chiller Brain Freeze in his hand.
Oof. That was not the top deck he wanted.
I mean, he can always wish to live.
Yeah, but that doesn't help him win.
There's no permission in the other deck's hand.
Just run out Heartbeat here. Hope to top deck next turn.
Let's see, he has 6 lands or 5?
5.
It was a go ahead. Yeah, he's gonna go. I don't like this play. If Billy pulls a.
No, he didn't say go.
Oh, he didn't go. All right.
He's gonna Cunning Wish main phase.
Upkeep.
Oh,
It's
upkeep. Upkeep, sure.
He's gonna Cunning Wish main phase. I mean, upkeep, get the fog and fog.
Yep.
Perfectly reasonable play.
Yep.
Play the force of yeah, Cunning Wish is fine.
I wish Billy had gone for the kill previous turn. That would have been more exciting. Like, just... Like, you ever playing, like, a PTQ or something, and you're playing against a kid who's maybe, like, I don't know, 4 years old, and then he just stops on 2, keeps accumulating cards in grip, swings with his Wild Mongrel. Prior to blocks, he drops a Wonder, and then also drops the rest of his hand. Then he just starts to laugh and then runs around the room. That's happened. People in the audience are laughing. They've all been connected with by small child trademark. Also, the small children also never miss on Fires of Yavimaya. They're always like first turn Bird, second turn Fires, third turn Durham, fourth turn Burst. It's actually never happened that they've never had that.
I think you're dating yourself. Anyone who made that play is no longer a small child.
They were small children when they made the play.
All right. On table 1, by the way, there's a Psychotog in play on Antoine Ruel's side, but there's a Pernicious Deed in play for Kenji Simuro. Been trading Factor Fictions for counterspells. So Chris got off his fog.
Draw for the first one.
But McDaniel's got his loam engine running.
This is gonna be tight.
Draw for the second.
He's just looking for action, right?
Yeah, I mean, that his deck digs with Coliseum. That's what it does.
And then dredging is not. He might be able to turn over Cabal Therapy. Wanda. Wander's still in his deck?
That seems a little odd.
I mean, there's just Tribelders, right? But like having the opportunity cost of having 1 Wonder in your deck against 4 Tribelders is much worse, I think.
Yes. What is Rings Mate and go? Oh.
I would have definitely taken Wonder out. What do you think, Randy?
Okay, I was told earlier to keep it on the table.
I mean, obviously it depends what he has, but
He's bringing in Cabal Therapy Naturalized, I'm sure. I would take out Jitta Dark Blast.
No. Just
Wonder, Merfolk Looter, and some other stuff. 2 other things, I'm not sure. But definitely Wonder.
Life was my last draw. Done. Draw.
he's tapping himself down pretty low on mana.
I think he's like under the impression right now that he has to dig for Cabal Therapy to win. He's digging for Cabal Therapy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He dug pretty hard there. I don't think he found one.
Maybe.
I think his play is fine. He knows he doesn't have a permission
How
spell.
many cards do you have left?
My deck.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't bluff a permission spell. He taps all his blue, but if he doesn't have one, I mean, he figures. Chris has been going off through like double counterspell Orange Can. I don't think he's particularly scared of a single circular logic. Thoughts?
26.
26.
Lion Dead 56 is not a fan of your A number 1 super whatever. He's not your super happy fun time fan.
Perhaps he should suggest something else to say.
We've now entered the portion of the festivities where Chris McDaniel figures out how exactly to win with this deck. No one really understands what he's thinking about, except him. He seems to understand it very well.
I don't think he's going to try to win this turn.
He's still on Flashback Moments piece. Did you see what he drew?
No, I didn't.
Well,
well, I didn't know he'd do
it
that.
costs 4 UU. Starts with an M. Ends with Ein's Desire.
I'm a Mahmoudijin then. Not Mupheaval. Does he have the spells for it? Let's see. He doesn't have the... He can't go off his turn. He doesn't have the Early Harvest.
He needs to How much is Nostalgic Dreams?
Yep. GG, as you say.
In the part.
He
It
could
goes
really
Heartbeat.
go for it.
He goes Heartbeat.
Heartbeat, discard 2 cards for Early Harvest, and just discard 1 card for Early Harvest, leaving Mind's Desire.
Ungiven and Early Harvest. Discarding these 2.
Something and Early Harvest.
Oh, so we discarded Mind's Desire? Early Harvest? Yep.
Wow.
Oh, he's gonna go Early Harvest Gifts. No one ever misses when Gifts resolves. Gifts is the best card in Extended. It's so good.
1 blue mana floating.
I mean, Chris has been saying that
Early Harvest.
if there's a Harvest in play and he casts Gifts Ungiven, he never loses. So,
Storm Cancel for
I
3.
mean, Mind's Desire is
Just
for
3 spells going for this time.
wimps, I guess.
Wow. That was not the play I was expecting. I mean, this Desire would only have been for, what, 3 or 4 or 5 or something?
Whereas his Gifts is going to be for, I don't know, X.
Blue
I don't
floating.
particularly like this play. Although he can always fall back on the Fog Plan, so.
Yeah, but he's used up his whole hand.
Let's see what he's going to... He's probably going to get Deep Analysis as part of this loop. There's no Lightning Helix in Billy Moreno's deck. Probably afford it. Nostalgic Dreams. Another Early Harvest, maybe. Cunning Wish. Oh, Revive. Revive's a nice one. Another Gifts Ungiven.
Looking at Revive, Nostalgic Dreams, Gifts, and Early Harvest.
I really think you should go for Deep
Yeah,
Analysis.
it looks like he wants a Deep Analysis in the loop instead of a Gifts. But then,
This seems really tight to me.
I agree.
Like,
It seems like he's either going to get Revive or he's going to get 4 cards off of Deep Analysis. He's got no cards in hand, right? Nostalgic Dreams isn't even good here, is it? You can't Nostalgic Dreams for much.
not ready. He can. I guess he can
Deep Analysis?
Deep Analysis and then have sufficient. But what's the point of pitching Mind's Desire if you're just going to put it in a pile and expect not to get it?
I mean, you get the other cards you care about more.
I'm not sure. Like, it seems like he can wait a turn though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Moreno would have flipped.
The reason to
Puppet
go off
Therapy
this
game.
turn is because there's no blue mana facing you. If he waits a turn, Moreno gets another turn to start digging with Settler Coliseum. He gets another turn to find Circular Logic. Or Therapy, for that matter. Alright, so...
And Moreno's been milling himself. That's the other thing. He doesn't actually have to do that much. It's like Philosophy of Fire on 5 life. Like,
So the 5 cards, what did he settle on? I didn't see.
it looks like Mind's Desire, Revive, Deep Analysis, and I didn't see what the other one was.
Nostalgic Dreams, Cunning Wish, Revive, Mind's Desire.
Does it matter which 4 cards you go for? As long as it's like 4 hits.
It matters.
As long as it's not blanks.
When you get stuff like Revive and Nostalgic Dreams in the mix, it definitely matters.
I mean, Billy definitely bins Mind's Desire here. Agreed.
Agreed.
I think I bin Mind's Desire and the...
I give him Nostalgic Dreams.
I would give him Nostalgic Dreams Revive, I think. See what he can do with it.
Yeah, Nostalgic Dreams Revive sounds pretty good.
Well, that's his last card in hand, isn't it? Yeah, give him Nostalgic Dreams Revive. He fogs. He didn't get that back early harvest. Who cares? I don't like that play.
What do you do?
Gave him Revive
And Mind's Desire. Really?
The Revive gets early harvest untaps, then Mind's Desire is for like much more.
Wow.
Green floating.
I really would have. I think Revive Nostalgia Dreams is just better.
Really have this?
Nostalgic Dreams doesn't seem to do anything.
I agree.
What's the spell count now?
5.
I mean,
Yeah.
he can turn over a bunch of blanks, but other than
Counts at
that,
5. Early Harvest. Storm counts at 6, and there's mana floating. Looks like he'll get to Mind's Desire for 7 with plenty of mana.
2 blue, 2 green.
seems like a mistake.
Harvest myself.
Like, what's the danger of giving him Revive Nostalgic Dreams?
You just have one good design in here.
If this were like a local tournament, after he does that untap, he draws a card. So people are just like, mechanically untap and draw a card. It happened to me in a cash tournament once. Someone did that.
22 floating in.
I'll have a green floating. Flash back my next piece.
Oh, smart player. Need more Storm, got plenty of mana.
Blue floating. Desire for 8.
Great.
Yep.
Desire for 8 is usually pretty good.
Should do it. Antoine Ruel now has Moloku in play on table 1.
I love the Clouded Mirror victory.
And Moloku is making Antoine Ruel Pro Tour player card tokens.
That's just excessive. Although, Antoine's got the best picture.
I agree.
Like by a mile. He probably dated the photographer or something.
Other than the photographer being a man with a wife and a child. Harvest.
Nostalgic Dreams.
Nostalgic Dreams.
Heartbeat. Harvest. If there's no blue card
Oh,
there.
Cunning
Oh,
Wish.
but there is a blue card.
Cunning Wish, that should do
That's
it.
it. Well, let's see. Okay, that's actually kind of like pretty lucky though. Like blue card, because otherwise it would have done nothing.
Yeah.
And, well, I feel he's got a pack here, right?
9.
Place a Heartbeat. There's no cards in hand to use with the Nostalgic Dreams, right? But it doesn't matter.
Why did he give him Mind's Desire?
Moreno wins. Or sorry, McDaniel wins. Moreno scoops him up. So Chris McDaniel takes a 2-0 lead. Defeats Billy Moreno.
I mean, explain that play to me. I think McDaniel's choice in Gibson given was he just putting on Moreno to screw up? Because if he gets the green cards, he can't do anything. He did what? Discard to pick up a card he was going to get anyway, which he discarded to cast Gibson given?
Does Revive only revive green cards?
Yes.
I don't know what he revives.
He would have had to discard Revive, get Mind's Desire with the
I just give you
That's his play. With like far less mana left.
Yeah. Like,
Well, here we are back on the front table. Antoine Ruel currently leads this match 2-0, and Antoine Ruel currently has Moloku, the Clouded Mirror of Victory, in play. He's using those Pro Tour player cards as tokens. For a long time, this match was Sumura's Pernicious Deed against Antoine's Psychotog. Sumura finally forced to use the deed. Antoine was ready. Kenji takes 6. He's cycling.
Kenji took 4, went to 6.
Cycling.
I love cycling. Antoine Ruel's still aggressive looking in his picture. You think like
Flinging the
Yeah,
cards
he's
at the
like-
camera like ninja stars.
that must be a very intimidating type of Moloku token to be battling. Like, who's making rabbit ears? Is it Tsuyoshi?
Yes.
Like, yeah, like Tsuyoshi's like making rabbit ears, and you're like, would you gain life when he hits you? It just, he's got like maybe a fuzzy tail or something. Speaking of Pro Tour player cards, OSIP kept getting people to bring their Pro Tour player cards and ask Kenji if he would trade Pro Tour player cards with them all weekend. He was just getting more and more embarrassed.
Funny. Needless to say, if we'd chosen the Pro Tour player cards a few months later, Kenji would have gotten one.
Who would even knock that? Brian Kibler?
That's 6.
Sure.
I think you're Brian Kibler.
17.
Sorry, Kibbs.
He doesn't play anymore.
Kibbs loves Magic again.
Well, Antoine fires up a Stalking Stone.
He had to work this weekend. He was actually going to come up on Saturday and then just leave Bourbon Friday. I talked to him on the phone.
Are you responding to that?
Is there anything Kenji can get here? I mean, he does get a window where he can resolve a Gifts Ungiven.
I don't know. Hideous Stat Lash is not good. Oh, Illusion, is that good? No, he's a
Sabbath
Moon
Decree?
Folk, right? He has to consecutively go. What is it? Moon Folk, and then Hideous Laughter. Does he have Hideous Laughter access? Yes, he has in his sideboard. So he has to somehow maybe Moon Folk out, Cloud of Mirror Victory, and then Hideous Laughter or Spawn. Oh, he has Putrefy. So he can go something where he can ensure that his spell will resolve. Actually, I don't think he's in that bad a position. Oh, wait, there's also Stalking Stones hitting
Yes,
him?
and he's at 6.
Wow, that's very unsportsmanlike on the part of Antoine. Why not give Kenji a shot? Why attack with so much damage, really? This reminds me actually of one of Olivier's matches in Philadelphia. You remember when he was just he went on the O? He was just guy, and he attacked Easy to death?
Right. Alright, there's the gifts. Looks like Putrefy, Smother, is that Duress? And Cunning Wish. Duress does nothing here. It's Kenji's end step. Yeah, Duress, Smother. I guess Cunning Wish doesn't have time to do anything.
No, he has to Cunning Wish for Hideous Laughter.
But he doesn't have mana. Isn't it Samura's end step?
I think it's Ruel's end step.
No, I mean, this all happened because Ruel activated the Stalking Stones.
Oh. You can get Ghastly Demise. Ghastly Demise, Moloku. Take 5? Yeah.
Yeah? What else are you gonna do? So he does manage to kill Moloku.
He has to
take 5.
He has to rip Pernicious Deed. Did he get the Duress too?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he rips Pernicious Deed, he's in not that bad of shape.
But he's forced to top deck.
What else are you gonna do? Five, yeah.
Yep. 17-1. Ruel attacks for 5.
Kenji's on number 1. And DA.
Deep Analysis for Antoine Ruel. Plays Coliseum. And ships the turn. Kenji must top deck.
He doesn't have to. He can dredge. What does he have left from the loam? If he does, he can dredge to set up. Because he only needs 3 mana, so he can set up a triple cycle if he has life from the loam already. He's obviously behind, but I think that might be a better shot than trying to peel off the top of his deck. If he has life from the loam, which we don't know if he has.
Last wish. Remove. Yeah.
Given how few cards are left in his library, he must.
He has to get Pernicious Deed.
His hand is Gifts, Tog, Counterspell, Duress, and a blue card. His library has only a couple of cards left in it. Meanwhile, Antoine Ruel leads this match 2-0.
And has a Mana Leak in his hand. He can hassle Kenji.
The last blue card is a Force Spike in Kenji's hand. There is a Life from the Loam in Kenji's graveyard.
I mean, he didn't side out his deeds, did he? Oh, it looks like there's 2 deeds down now.
Now, most of this game was played with one in play on his sides.
So it's like, is the question whether or not he's going to mill a Pernicious Deed that might be on top of his deck? Because if he can get it off, probably his Psychotalk can go lethal immediately afterwards. He's just fighting a Mana Leak at that point. Like, he also has that duress. Like, I think that Kenji has to try to do
duress. Got dredged.
Alright.
Second ones.
Let's see what Life of the Loam can do this time. Do you think Kenji should lead on Counterspell to save him 3 mana? Or he lead on Duress, rather?
Quite possibly.
I think he should lead on.
Assuming he's got the mana to cast it.
Yeah, because if the Life from the Loam doesn't resolve, he's cold. So it'll save him mana if he has to win a counter war. He only needs 3 to get Pernicious Deed, provided it's in the top 3 cards, provided again that Life from the Loam resolves. It's just a slightly tighter way to open it, I think, if he has the duress.
Samuro plays Life from the Loam, targeting 3 cycling lands.
So he doesn't.
Cycles along the Sandbar. Draws, I think it was a counterspell. Cycles a Polluted Delta. Not a Polluted Delta.
Barrenmore.
Barrenmore. Draws a Psychotog. Cycle 1 last Tranquil Thicket. Draw. Galvamaya Coast. That'll do it. Antoine Ruel, ladies and gentlemen, points out he could also have decked Kenji Samuro with Cephalid Coliseum. He had all the angles, and he'll take all those angles into the finals. A 3-0 sweep over arguably the best player in the world. Kenji Samuro loses to Antoine Ruel. Ruel through to the finals, where he'll play either Chris McDaniel or William Moreno.
And Chris is up 2-0.
We're going to bring the back table up to the hero table now. We're actually going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with continuing coverage of Chris McDaniel versus William Moreno. McDaniel, you like McDaniel's odds, up 2-0, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't bet against the guy who's up 2-0.
All right, Antoine Ruel's waiting for him in the finals. 3 Japanese players in this top 8, but they are all on the same side of the bracket, but the one Frenchman manages to navigate his way through.
Do you think it was a mistake for Moreno not to go for that kill on turn 4?
Interesting.
I mean,
well,
he had it.
We'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back. We'll be right back after this short break.